Have you ever wondered what the cells in your body actually look like? Well, Japan has you covered, with a show that not only teaches you about your body, but also shows you what your cells are doing all day, in the cutest way. If you've never seen Cells at Work, I highly recommend it. One of the more unique anime and manga ever created that has a bit of comedy, action, and education all in one. The idea is quite unique and works surprisingly well as a show. You have a red blood cell delivering oxygen and a white blood cell fighting off bacteria, as well as a large cast of other cells all working hard to keep you healthy. However, I don't think anyone could have imagined that these cute little cells and their story would make it to the big screen. It just goes to show the popularity of the anime and how well thought out the story is. So how did this fun and interesting anime about the cells in your body transfer into a live-action movie? Well, we're about to find out. This is Hataraku Saibou, or Cells at Work, the live-action movie. Before we jump in, I just want to say I highly recommend watching the anime series this movie is based on before you watch the movie itself. You will get a lot more enjoyment out of the movie if you've already have an idea of the show and its whimsical characters. You may also want to see a few episodes of Hataraku Saibou Black as well. Even though the story from Black is much darker and not for the faint of heart, I say this only because the movie incorporates both anime shows, which was a bold move by the producers, but it worked out surprisingly well, as you are about to see. Our exciting bodily adventure starts out as all great adventures begin, with an introduction to our main heroes. Our cute little red blood cell is played by Nagano Mei, who fits the role perfectly, and our heroic white cell is played by Sato Takeru, who, by the way, also played Rurouni Kenshin in that live-action movie adaptation of the same name. As always, Japan is great at casting movie characters that look spot on from their anime counterparts. Sato Takeru, in particular, brings an amazing performance to the table, as he already had swordplay and martial arts training from his role in Rurouni Kenshin. So all the fight scenes are quite well done. When you first see the bacteria and other evil cells, it might make you think of a cheesy Power Ranger, but they actually did a good job mixing people in costume with a little bit of CG. And of course, that was how they appeared in the anime, so props to the producers for sticking to the source material. Something Japan is much better at than Western filmmakers. Another nice little touch in this film is that when an explanation for a cell needs to be addressed, our little red blood cell just pulls out her Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy device and looks up the information she needs by asking Cortana. In the anime, the information about cells was just narrated as the story progressed. The producers of the film took a little bit of a risk and made an interesting change from the anime. In the anime, the actual humans that the cells reside in are never ever shown. Everything takes place within the body of an unknown person. However, for the movie, we have a separate story of two individuals. A young girl named Nico, who is very health conscious, and her father, who lives a rather unhealthy lifestyle. Even though this is a departure from the source material, it actually works really well for the movie. Being able to tell the story of the two actual human characters and seeing differences between the cells at work in a healthy and unhealthy body. This is where having seen Cells at Work Black will be of benefit, as all the main characters from Cells at Work are inside Nico, and the other characters from Cells at Work Black are in her father, effectively giving the movie producers a chance to show off both sides of the story from both of the very different anime series. And once again, it works out really well. I love how they portray sneezes in this universe, with the bacteria being put into a rocket and unceremoniously launched out of the body into an explosive sneeze. The rocket is cleverly named Sneeze Number 1. And I just love that everyone salutes the departure of the nasty bacteria. Bye bye biking.
Bye bye kinda.
At school, Nico trips and scrapes her leg, signaling the introduction to everyone's favorite and cutest cells, the platelets. Another perfect Japanese casting. The cute little helpers manage to quickly seal up the wound, with our main characters helping out in a romantic embrace. Next, we shift gears and take a look at the father's body, which is full of smoke, alcohol, hemorrhoids, and unhealthy eating. The characters in his body are from Hataraku Saibou Black and are having a tough time trying to keep his body healthy, without much help from the host himself. I always crack up seeing these thug cells just throwing their trash cholesterol in the alleyways. A hilarious scene from the father's side is when he is in his truck and has some diarrhea issues brought on from his bad eating habits. You got his back end muscles trying to hold it in, while massive sumo wrestlers are trying to push them out. No way those guys are winning against sumo. How would you like to have been one of these brown extras? Don't you just hate getting to the bathroom and there is a line? Yes, watching this movie may make you question your personal lifestyle choices, which is probably a good thing. While this is all going on, Nico goes on a date to a water park with her classmate, and we get to see how dopamine and endorphins work. Great, now I'm going to be seeing this psychedelic freak the next time I go on a date. The movie starts to ramp up the feels and gets serious as Nico's father decides he needs to develop some healthier habits, and so starts to improve his lifestyle based on the advice of his daughter. Whereas a cancer cell sadly forms in Nico's body and starts multiplying.
ニコ、どうした？
今後の治療方針に関しては詳しい検査の結果を見て。
どうなっちゃうの私。
なんで俺じゃねえんだよ。
Here we have another great and creative choice by the movie producers. Nico's father donates some of his blood to give to his daughter to help her body fight the quickly multiplying cancer cells. The blood that he donates happens to be the main characters from Cells at Work Black, and so we have a very unique merger of the main characters from the base story and the Black story together and fighting in the same body. It's a very cool concept and unique part of the film. The cells enter an intense struggle against the cancer cells that are infecting Nico. White blood cells, killer T cells, and the NK cell fight together in earnest to try and save Nico's life. Her body becomes an internal war zone as the fighting escalates. She receives radiation, which kills off most of her good cells, along with many of the cancer cells. But the cancer keeps coming. Our little red blood cell never gives up, however, and continues to deliver oxygen for Nico's body to the very end. With things looking grim, our white blood cell faces off against the main cancer cell in a fight to the death. The doctors decide that Nico needs a full blood transfusion in order to survive. In the aftermath of the battle, Nico makes a slow but successful recovery. The doctor says it was because Nico was so healthy from the start and that her body was able to fight off the cancer effectively. And now, a new set of cells has begun to defend her body from all the evil that is in the world. I really enjoyed the short ending scenes where our hardworking red blood cells, Kohai, finds her little practice oxygen box and sees her map of the body inside, with an encouraging message to never give up and that each cell is valuable and important to the body. Cells at Work is an excellent movie, and I highly recommend seeing it. A few changes were made from the source material, but as I said, these changes were actually very well implemented and don't ruin anything from the original anime story. The epic fight scenes were well done and choreographed, and what little CG effects there are don't affect the realistic look of the movie's environments at all. As I mentioned, even the bacteria are mainly people in costumes, rather than full CG characters. The movie has a great emotional story as well, which will bring tears to your eyes as the cells fight and give their lives to save Nico from cancer. Her father, cheering her on so that she won't lose heart, it has a unique twist, as the father, who was unhealthy at the start, becomes healthy with Nico's advice, and Nico herself, who was healthy, gets ill instead. Having some of the characters and situations from Cells at Work Black was a great addition to the film as well, and something I didn't expect. Overall, I can't recommend this movie enough. It's unique, fun, has great characters, and a heartwarming story. And I hope that by watching this film you will grow to love your own hard-working cells as much as they love working for you. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you in the next Japanese movie review. Ja ne!